Yeah, she had done it.
Shalom.
Shalom. Awesome.
This is oh,
House of Israel and Voice of a Watchman.
Awake, O Israel Ministries. Awake, O Israel Ministries is our new channel name on YouTube.
Awake, O Israel. Okay, I'm sorry.
Awake, O Israel Ministries.
That's awesome.
I'll say it again. Awake, O Israel Ministries.
So when you look for us, look for that name or Voice of a Watchman. Because we don't claim to be prophets. We know prophets were done away with in Jeremiah's time. If you're a Christian and you're letting prophets in your church, you're letting evil people in your church that are just trying to take your money. And another thing that we studied and researched, there are no apostles and there's no gift of tongues. There are there are bishops, there are pastors, there are preachers, evangelists, teachers.
And tonight,
sorry, Josh, go ahead. Just had to get that.
We got a good exposing message tonight. I found some good information, and I want to share it. Tonight, we're going to, of course, precept everything with the Bible. We're going to reveal to you the mind of your enemy, so-called black man.
Go ahead, Josh.
And I got a video clip, and we're going to start. Let me put so I can.
I want to say something. Please pay attention. Open your spiritual ears
and listen to what we're saying and the scriptures. Everybody, open your Bibles up to Leviticus 26 and 16, and don't read it. Just open there.
26:16.
And I'm going to show you a video here. Share a video with you. Now,
I got it. Okay.
Now,
you can't fix that. That's amazing.
Now, okay. Just making sure you all can hear me while I'm breaking it down. So I'm gonna. Now, this is a video. I actually found some good information. And we can glean a lot of spiritual knowledge for those of us who understand from listening to the mindset of the elite white men in America. Now, this guy is most likely a Caucasian Jew, and this is what we would call a liberal black media member. So we're gonna, and the debate topic is about the so-called national anthem protests in the NFL. But let's listen to the mindset of the liberal Jew.
Hold on.
Or the liberal white
elite. Can you say one more thing, Josh? Can you tell them now that he's really a Hebrew and he's an Edomite, or we can't say that now? I will say that later, okay?
Well, yeah, we know that that's not the point.
Oh, yeah, but they don't. You got to tell your viewers.
Well, I think I actually think that the black guy here is actually in the Nation of Islam, so he probably knows a little about who he really is.
Okay, good. Good, Josh.
Because his name is Cornell X.
This past weekend, we learned that Marshawn Lynch, who is now with the Oakland Raiders, has decided to sit during the national anthem. Also, a brother right here from Houston who plays for the Seattle Seahawks, Michael Bennett, he too has decided that he will protest the national anthem. Both are upset with injustice, social injustice in America.
Okay, so the topic we're talking about is social injustice with police brutality. So, and see, the problem with all this really is talking about this isn't really gonna change anything. It's when you act and actually separate from the white system, and you set up your own communities where you control everything. That's when the whole police brutality thing is going to go away. As long as you are under this system, you will still
it's not going to go away. That's right.
From all different forms of racism.
That's right.
But let's continue. Let's see what this brother has. This brother and this white elitist have to say.
and that America needs to change and do better, in particular toward African-American men who are being killed and murdered by police officers, and they both support Colin Kaepernick. And so I applaud those brothers for taking a stance for what you truly believe in and putting your careers and your money on the line to make those sacrifices. And both of those brothers have given tens of thousands, Marshawn and Mr. Bennett, back into their own community to help young Black men grow and develop and to help us with some of the social ills that we have. I applaud both brothers, and I encourage more NFL stars that I've been told are forthcoming to also do the same thing. Because if you look at the national anthem, if you read the third verse, it speaks about persecuting Black slaves and persecuting Black people, that we would have no refuge in America.
Oh, please.
So we should.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
Did you listen? Did you actually hear what he just said? And it's true. If you read the national anthem is racist. It talks about the right of the whites in America to oppress and kill Blacks in the national anthem. They just don't sing the whole national anthem.
Oh, wow, I see.
If you actually research the national anthem is racist. It was written by a slave owner.
Wow.
Francis Scott Key was a racist and a slave owner.
Okay.
So research the national anthem. Now watch the liberal Jew here, the liberal Black hater Jew. Let's see what he has to say about how he tries to rebut the truth.
Truth. It's written right there.
You know, folks, if you could see how incredibly built this man is, he's a.
So that has nothing to do with what he just said. But let's see how he tries to rebut the truth.
Power lifter and power builder, right? I mean, you're a rock, and it's because you eat a steady diet of really healthy food. My concern, Quanell, is that if you eat fattening food, you'll get fat. And if you eat a diet and you feed people a diet of hatred, they will become hateful, both white and Black.
So wait, so stop. So the Jewish guy is saying if you tell the truth about the history of America, that will make Black people hate America.
Wow.
So
listen up.
Now notice this. He's not refuting what is in the national anthem because that's there. What he's trying to do is he's trying to deflect the attention away from America's racism and make it seem like the Black guy is racist towards white people.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what he's doing. He's twisting the tables. He's turning the tables.
That's what these people do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And that is the diet that you're feeding people, Quanell.
Am I the one feeding Black people that, or is it white America? Has it a master?
I like this brother. He tears these people up on this show. I like this Black guy. He tears these white people up.
Job in feeding Black people a diet of segregation, oppression, injustice, and also death to a great degree.
Martin
Is
Luther,
it me feeding that, or is it white America has done that job?
I don't
people?
shout over you.
It ain't me, my man. It's people who've done that to us.
I don't shout over you.
Yeah, because you speak rhetoric that ain't real.
Here's the reality: is that Dr. King said the
Now,
best.
see the liberal Jew, the liberal white elitist, or the conservative white elitist always has to bring up some coon that they actually own. Martin Luther King.
And they own him. And they owned him.
Now, I'm not saying Martin Luther King didn't have good intentions,
That's
but
right, he did.
The filter he went through was the wrong filter.
That's right. They played on his emotions.
Yeah, they played on his real intent to help his people and corrupted it. Martin Luther King had the right intentions. He just went through it the wrong, he went through it with the wrong filter.
Speak it, Josh. Good.
So let's see what this liberal white elitist has to say to try to rebut what
the truth.
The truth.
The best way to fight injustice, the best way to fight hatred is through love and peace.
Wait, no, that was not the point of the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was about getting Black people less oppressed by the white man. It wasn't about getting fair treatment for everybody.
That's right.
Okay, so he's wrong about that.
His message of love and peace
for black people
carried with it the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it had a great impact on America. Today, there is a healthy diet of hatred and anger.
Hatred and anger because you don't like when the truth is spoken about your racism.
That's right.
And it's killing America, Quanell. It's tearing America apart.
But Steve, that diet was not cooked, served up by black people. We are the victims of that diet. And it's been a steady diet fed to us. You bring up Dr. King. Who killed Dr. King?
How long do you want to be a victim?
Bring up the gospel of Jesus Christ. Wait a minute.
How long do you want to be a victim?
Bring up the gospel of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was the ultimate perfected human being that showed love to everybody. But at the end of the day, you all still took portraits and made him white when the Bible says Jesus Christ is a black man.
You know,
wait. Did you see? Whenever you speak the truth about these people, they want to speak over and try to deflect and make you seem like you're the racist. Okay, so he made a point about Christ being a man of color. Now, just to prove that, hold on, let me pull it up.
I'm going to say something, all right, Josh? You'll find this, my brothers who are listening tonight and sisters, listen. You'll always find someone talking over you when you're speaking truth. They'll always try to talk over you.
And make you seem like you're
the racist. When in actuality, they hate you. Because they're the ones that brought you over here in chains. And that's where they want to keep you. You can't see those chains on you today, but they're still there.
So this is the Christ of the Bible. And hold on. And if you look closely, this is a very old icon of the Last Supper. And you can see the original Christians were all black, led by a black Messiah.
Right there.
So just to edify what Cornell is saying, Christ is black. And it's proven.
Now listen again.
I've never painted a portrait in my whole life.
But see, to paint a white Jesus, as you brought Jesus up, Jesus was no white man. Read the book of Revelations, the first chapter. He was a beautiful black brother. Can you accept that?
I have no idea what color it was. His color doesn't matter.
Wait. Read Leviticus 6. Let's correct that Kool-Aid he's trying to force on black people.
That's right. Color does matter.
And then we'll go to Revelation, Leviticus 26 and 17 and 16. Now this isn't our words. This is a liberal Jewish mindset
coming against the word.
The elite white man.
I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
Right.
Consumption.
Right.
And the burning ogle.
No, read verse 17 actually is what I want. 17.
And I will set my face against you.
That's what the Most High did. Read.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Before your what?
American enemies.
So this man is the enemy of the black brother. Read.
They that hate you.
They that what?
Hate you.
Love you.
Hate you.
Try to convince them to love you.
Hate you.
Read.
Shall reign over you.
Read.
And ye shall flee when none pursue.
Revelation 1, 13 through 14.
Revelation 1. Want to start 13, Josh?
Uh-huh.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks are like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs are white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now, just to prove that, hold on.
I'll say something when you're doing that. Go get brass, throw it in your barbecue, and leave it there for an hour. And you tell me what color it is. Wow. That's it. Right there, Josh. You had it.
That's what burnt brass. That's what burnt brass looks like.
Wow. So you see, folks, color matters.
Now, if you hold on. If you type in burnt brass on your Google Images, look at what else you can find. Okay, that's the Messiah. Woolly hair and burnt and black skin.
Galatians, he's black.
His color does
You can't accept
not
that, can you?
matter.
And that's why racism is still alive in America.
Why does the color of Jesus matter, Quanell?
Because you all think him white when he's not white.
Jesus said in the New Testament, it says clearly he is the God.
Now listen to the false doctrine this man is trying to teach.
He said he's God. He's a God.
He said Jesus Christ's color does not matter, when we clearly just shown you that biblically Christ is a black man.
So how doesn't it matter, folks? Who's ever
And you
listening?
can find that if you type in, look, if you just go to Google Images and you type in burnt brass, and that's what you'll get. And again, hold on. This is the true image of, hold on. That is not, that's Cesar Borgia, and that's what Christ really looks like in the flesh.
That's right.
Flaming eyes, woolly hair, and black skin. Okay, so that is a false image right there. Okay, so Christ is not white.
Looks like he's always crying. They got a whippy Christ, don't they, Tony?
Jews do, yeah.
Yeah, they really do.
God is no respecter of men. He is not white. He is not black. He came as the Son of God to love people. This is ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous because you can't accept a black Messiah or a black Savior.
Yeah, because you're fucking prejudiced.
Because you're a racist white elitist.
That's right. I'm sorry for saying that word, but I get annoyed at these people. And all my brothers are lied to, and they believe in these people. You better wake up, Black America. You're being killed out there because you're Hebrew, not because you're Afro-American. Now, this could be a Muslim. I don't know who's talking, but he's got a lot of truth, doesn't he? That's all.
Well, you know, is nation is.
Well, it's all right, but he's got truth.
He's got some knowledge.
He's got some knowledge.
So
He might be grown, Tony, right into it. We'll know if they try to kill him. They will. You notice the government, they kill everyone that comes into the knowledge, especially if they have a platform in the world. It's amazing to me how Yashayah, which is Christ, you know, Ishi means salvation, can be called by so many other names, and the Christians agree with that he has 100 names. No, Satan has 100 names. It says it plainly in Exodus 3:13. Watch this.
This is another with the brother Cornell X talking about the truth about 4th of July.
Independence Day is the topic of tonight's Fox Face Off. Matt Patrick and Cornell X wish you a happy 4th of July, or not.
Well, Matt, I want to wish you a happy 4th of July holiday. Well, 4th of July is what you call it. And America will be celebrating its independence. But I believe that we, as Americans, should study its history. When America won her independence.
Wait a minute. Did you hear what the brother said? Study the real origin of 4th of July.
Do the research.
And it's those European colonizing nations because of taxation. It was African slaves who helped America fight and win her independence. But after America won her independence, she promised us freedom, but she kept us in slavery. So when we all celebrate the 4th of July, we must remember it also symbolizes the great lie that America said to her slaves, that if you help us win our independence, we would give you yours, and they never did.
You know what? Certainly we did, Cornell. I mean, take a look at the Constitution, take a look at the 14th Amendment. It's Independence Day. The 4th of July is Independence Day.
No, wait.
What?
The liberal white Jew is a liar. Like the Bible. Let's see what Christ says about the white Jew.
Come on.
John 8:44. What is this, man?
John 8:44.
Well, let's
expose.
Let's get this Kool-Aid, because this is what black people listen to on the news.
Mm-hmm. And they eat it up.
Let's destroy this Kool-Aid. This white devil is speaking.
John what?
8:44.
8:44. Hold on. John 8. I'm sure I have it. What? Yep. Ready? The good word, the true word of John 8:44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
Yeah, who?
The devil.
The what?
The devil.
So this man is the what?
The devil.
This white man is the devil. Read.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Why? Because he's trying to suppress the truth to the children of Israel.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Now, I'm not sticking so much up for Cornell because I don't know exactly what his religious beliefs is if he's into Islam, they're the same. They're no more better than Christianity. So
that's right.
I'm not sticking up for the black guy,
but he has some truth.
At least he's bold enough to say the truth.
Yeah, at least, wait, I want to say something. At least he's bold enough to come
and confront the devil.
That's right, on national airways. That's right. I don't see no pastors doing this.
Read.
Lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer.
He was a what?
He was a murderer.
What was America from the beginning?
Murderer.
What?
Murderer.
Lovers.
Murderer.
Peaceful.
Murderer.
Continue.
From the beginning. And abode not in the truth.
No, he loves the truth.
Abode not in the truth.
Read.
Because there is no truth in him.
There is some truth in him.
There is no truth.
There is little truth. There is a small truth.
No truth.
Read.
When he speaketh a lie.
When he does what?
When he speaks lies.
This brother is a liar. Read.
He speaketh of his own.
Right.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
We just told you the truth about this white man.
Now we're matching the word of the Most High.
All Americans.
Let's listen.
Black, white,
Man, that is not true. When America won her independence, when America won her independence, she promised the African slaves who helped her win that independence they would give us freedom.
They did not give us freedom. In fact, it only came several decades later. So when we celebrate Independence Day, we must also recognize the great unfulfilled promise that America made to black people in this country. You know what we recognize? We recognize this country, the good, the bad of this country. We don't just focus on the bad. I know you do. That's how you make it.
No. Now see how the devil tries to switch the narrative
always
and make you seem like you're wrong.
That's right.
To cover his behind.
Please listen close. Listen to my son.
Zechariah 11:4.
Zechariah. In the Mike.
Zechariah 11:4 and 5.
Right before Malachi, right?
Now he was trying to spin
11:4 and 5. Go ahead, Josh.
He was trying to spin black people off of the truth about what happened during slavery and make it seem like everybody should appreciate America. No, that is a lie.
Wow.
Zechariah 11:4.
Ready? Zechariah 11:4. Thus saith the Most High thy power. Feed the flock of the slaughter.
That's the Israelites. Read.
Whose possessors.
Whose what?
Whose possessors.
So now he's going to try to get you off of slavery and try to hold his people not accountable for it. Read.
Whose possessors slay them.
That's what happened. They slayed you in your wars when you fight for them.
And hold themselves not guilty.
No, forget about slavery.
Yeah, it's the past. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Most High, for I am rich.
Good. Now let's listen to this liar.
You're living. That's how you get through every day, being angry. But I'm independent.
Wait. So it's being angry when you tell the truth. But when you speak your racism, it's not wrong. It's actually truthful. So when black people tell you the truth about how you treat them, it's racist. But when you treat them any way you feel like in America, it's not. Kool-Aid, that's completely a lot. That is the devil speaking through this man.
State one out. We embrace the good of this country.
Wait, the what?
What?
We embrace the what?
What's good about America?
Did you just hear what this white devil said?
Wow.
We embrace the good. Now y'all can't see us.
This man is sent by the Rothschilds, the elite of the world, to rebut this truth.
We dialogue and argue about the bad all you want, but this is a day to embrace the good. No, I like the idea of lighting fireworks, having family around the barbecue table. All of that is beautiful, but we must remember if we're going to celebrate national holidays.
Wait. He said a very key word. Remember. Remember the history of what America has done to you and stop seeking justice from these people.
Wow. Wow, Josh.
Let's see what the Bible says about, go to Job 8 and 8. Let's see what the Bible says about remembering. You children of Israel, don't buy the white lies of the media.
That's right. What's the name? I want you to write this message down because I want to give it to her tomorrow, Mary.
We're talking about revealing the mind of the enemy.
Revealing the mind of the enemy. Where's it, Josh?
In Job 8:8.
8:8. Job 8:8. For inquire.
For what?
For search.
No, it's in the past.
For search.
No, listen to the white media. It doesn't matter anymore.
Inquire,
Read.
I pray thee, of the former age.
Read.
And prepare thyself.
The Bible says to prepare or study.
To thyself to the search.
To the history
of their father.
Of their what?
Father.
No, let the white man tell you your history doesn't matter.
What's this way? Not your so-called forefathers like Spurgeon. Those are not your fathers. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing.
Read.
Because our days upon earth are a shadow.
Thank you. That's good. Hold steady, and I'll tell.
I'll stay here.
Yeah, we're gonna just keep flipping the precepts as we keep sharing some clips with you.
We're gonna prove to you in the word.
This brother said, Cornell said, to remember the history of America.
See, that key word, right? Remember. They always tell you, oh, why don't you forget the past? Why? So we can ease your
Let's properly
conscience?
educate the people about all aspects of that holiday. Because like when we celebrate President's Day, many people don't even know many of those presidents that we celebrate and applaud were slaves.
You know what you need to do? Get rid of public education. Because see, in the public schools like HISD and others, they don't teach American history anymore. As a matter of fact, they don't teach any kind of history anymore in American schools. So why don't you...
So wait a minute. To divert what he just said about the presidents, he's trying to blame the history, blame it on the school system, which he knows that is controlled by white people. Yes, and Cornell is correct. The majority of the presidents, the early presidents, were slave owners and child pedophiles. I mean, George Washington was a child pedophile. I mean, he was a pedophile. Thomas Jefferson was a pedophile.
I don't want you to miss this.
John Adams and all these other people who owned slaves were pedophiles.
That's right.
They raped children.
They were all Freemasons.
Benjamin Franklin was a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to understand the history of the people who wrote this so-called Independence Day thing.
That's right.
Advocate for that.
Matt, we don't need to get rid of public education.
Sure
we need to get rid of public miseducation. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, in his book, The Miseducation of the Negro, he wrote that Harvard won more good Negroes than bad whiskey. What we have to do is tell history and not his story.
You know what you need to do is to get with African-American Jeffrey Canada in New York, who's actually got a way to take schools in a public setting and make them actually work. He's doing some great work.
Let's get back.
You ought to take a look at his book.
Let's get back to Independence Day, because when you tell me there's an African-American man that you like and approve of, it raises a red flag in me.
You are free today, aren't you, Cornell X?
Symbolically, we are free, but financially, economically, spiritually, we're still fighting for equality in this nation.
You've heard what they think.
Now, very important, he said, symbolically we are free, but every other way, in other words, when Abraham Lincoln signed the 14th Amendment, he symbolically set black people free, but he didn't literally set them free. In other words, he ended physical chattel slavery.
And if any of you, let me say this, if any of you out there are listening and you're dependent on American history, you better not. Because it's all lies, it's all run by the Rothschilds, it's all run by the elite of the world. These children that go to school today are not learning nothing. Thanks, Brother Tony. Wow. What a rebuttal. It's always way out, huh? See how you catch them, Tony? See how you catch them lying?
They got some more to share. This clip is going to talk about police brutality. Now, remember what we just read in Zechariah about how their possessors slay them and hold them not guilty. Now, listen, and we're going to stop and break it down as they're discussing this issue. Police shootings recorded, captured on video. This is the topic of this next clip.
Matt, the country is at a very tense moment right now and up in arms in many locations across the country because of the killing of Brother Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and the killing of our brother in Minnesota. And we all saw both those killings on video. You had two young black men who did not have a gun in their hand. One young black man was a licensed.
Now, hold on. Now, it's funny how they preach peace in America, but yet their police force can kill people, black people, Israelites, on camera and still be in the force or still not go to prison. Yet they say it's all fair across the board. Yeah. Let's see how the liberal white elitists here can handle the truth.
concealed handgun carrier.
Well, the one in Baton Rouge did.
But 1 second, the one in Minnesota complied and did what he was supposed to do. And if you listen and watch the video, the woman behind the wheel, his fiance, was more calm and composed than the cop who had just killed her loved one. The cop who killed the loved one was panicking and irate. She was calm, cool, and collected. And he shot that man like that after telling him to go into his pocket and get his ID. And the man told him, I have a gun in my pocket, I'm a concealed gun carrier, with a baby in the back seat. Then when back Willis, Louisiana.
So, wait a minute. So, in this account of someone getting shot, this devil policeman killed the father of a child with the child in the car. See, they don't care about you. They never care about you. They have never cared about you. Now let's listen. I mean,
they on top of this man. He can't move, and they shoot him and gun him down.
We are going through the proper judicial system in the United States with all of the evidence that we have. And if indeed one of those police officers is guilty of doing something, they will go to jail like that, because that's what has happened in the past. But why don't we wait until all of the facts go through the proper judicial system? Or do we just want to take all of this now and fire people up?
No, because we as black people were told to wait when George Zimmerman murdered Trayvon Martin in cold blood. And what did we get in the end? Injustice. We were told to wait in the Freddie Gray case, and what do we get now? Cop after cop after cop being set free. We were told to wait in the Eric Garner case. Watch this man choked it up on the sidewalk, and the mayor says it's a legal chokehold. Chief says legal chokehold. Grand jury let the cop go. How long are you all expecting black people to continue waiting?
See, we live in America.
We've been waiting for 450 years.
We live in America, and everyone that is American is under the same set of rules, regardless of what your race is.
No, that is a lie. That is a lie.
This Jew is sent by hell, this man.
So, if you have the right complexion, the law will fight for you. But if you don't have the right complexion, you can forget about equal justice. If you have the complexion for protection, you'll get off with anything in America. But if you're black, they don't treat you fairly.
We are going to take every situation and we're going to go through the judicial system. That's
which white people own. Okay, just checking that, which white people, black people don't own the justice system. White people do.
What needs to be done. Hey, Quanell, you and I both know that together we can do some good so that people.
Oh, wait, together. When has working with the white man ever helped black people? Together. Isn't that the whole problem?
Do see someone that quite possibly could be guilty or could be guilty that we can rid of.
We both live in America, yes. But one of us, only one of us, have the complexion for the protection. Black people in this country live in this country, but we have never truly enjoyed the full constitutional rights and protections of this nation. If we did, there would be no need for a Black Lives Matter movement, because black life has been so devalued in this country, man.
That is nonsense. We are Americans, regardless.
No, you are an American.
You're American.
We both got red blood in this country. Wow. We are Americans,
man,
and we both have the same opportunities to go up or down.
And we all were Americans when blacks fought in World War I and World War II and still came back to segregated societies. We all were Americans, Matt, when we watched O.J. Simpson get the head. O.J. Simpson get off, but yet he was found not guilty, but the jury was incompetent. But yet when Rodney King's people got off, those cops who beat him, all of a sudden they were wrong. Look, man, this country is not equal and it's not fair.
Right. He said, stay in 2016, the white guy. So don't worry about the past.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just
forget about all your people being killed, right, brothers out there?
So it's as if black people are still on being killed by the police in 2017 or 2016.
We're not here to try to start a war.
You and I are here every single week.
We're bringing
truth to this. When this camera's off, we're friends. We talk to each other. We're willing to have these kinds of discussions, so it can be done.
Man, we're cordial and we're respectful to one another. But two men in this nation don't want to have a real discussion about the problems of this.
And I want to say something about so-called now. They said they're now.
Go ahead, Judge.
I don't see how these two can be friends off camera when they don't agree on anything.
I don't believe that at all.
Because I mean, this brother this guy is completely cut this guy to pieces with his logic, with his actual representation of the American system. And see, the white Jewish guy, the white elitist doesn't like when you tell him the truth about his system. He wants you to think everything is cool and equal. But when you start pointing out the truth about how unfair his system is, he calls you a racist, or you're trying to hold people back from coming together. See, that's the spin they put on things. Okay, now let's see what the liberal Jewish woman thinks. Is she the same as the liberal white man?
Listen close. Be blessed with truth.
I incorporate drawing into my lessons in the classroom as much as I'm able to. Drawing directly on the screen, I can actually see my lines when I'm shaping.
The Cleveland Police Officers Union has made a press statement stating that they are going to file a lawsuit against toy manufacturers who produce and put out into the stream of commerce toy guns.
Just to let everyone know, the whole context of this discussion is a black child was shot by a white police officer for having a toy gun. A toy gun, not a real gun, a toy.
How old was the boy?
About like 12, or I think it was like 9.
You're going to pay, America. You're going to pay deeply.
So let's see how this discussion goes.
Rises out of that awful tragedy where Tamir Rice was shot and killed by a police officer. The statement was that he was playing with a toy gun, and the police officers believed it to be a real gun and believed their life to be in danger, and then used deadly force against Tamir Rice. And it was just an awful tragedy. So now the Cleveland Police Union is responding with this lawsuit to toy manufacturers, which is not the right way to go. The right way to go is to educate your police officers, to communicate with your community at large, and to use your words. There was a failure on everybody's part here. And so the fact that they are saying we need more federal regulations when there are already 22,000 gun laws on the books, not one more gun law would have stopped this awful tragedy.
I think the lawsuit is a disgrace to try to deflect inappropriate police conduct and behavior on toy manufacturers. At the end of the day, the 911 caller called in the Tamir Rice case and said, I think the toy looks like a toy gun. The police officer that shot Tamir Rice, he never even exited the vehicle. He shot out the window shooting Tamir Rice, got out and kept firing his weapon. Later, we learned he had been fired from a previous police department that said he was unfit to be a police officer, but the Cleveland Police Department never got a background check done on him and got information from his previous employer. So this is not about toy manufacturers. This is about a bad cop that was hired who never should have been hired, who killed an 11-year-old kid who should not have been killed.
Cleveland is completely punting the ball here and trying to point the fingers at someone else, and they're not taking the personal responsibility. But here's an interesting issue. So the federal law states that all toy guns must have a bright orange cap on the end of the barrel. However, this toy gun had that cap sawed off.
But also,
so why was this child out there with a filed off orange cap?
I want to say to all black and brown people.
What about white people? Let's talk to white people too.
No, because white people, you all have the complexion for the protection when it comes to police departments. I want to say to all black and brown people, do not allow your children to go outside playing with toy guns, because some of these corrupt, wicked-minded police officers who are trigger happy will see a black and brown child with a toy gun. They will kill your baby, and a grand jury that don't look like you are your baby will call it justifiable homicide.
You're telling me there's no black people in Cleveland?
No, what I'm trying to say to you is black cops don't run around shooting white folks like white cops run around shooting little black children. It's a proven fact. At the end of the day, a black child got a gun.
Did you hear what
so that's true.
All right.
Black children should not be running around the streets with toy guns, because your children will be shot for no reason.
Yeah, that's right. Don't blame the toy factory.
It's the cops.
It's the police.
They're racist. Mm-hmm.
That child has a chance to be shot and gunned down by law enforcement.
So let's
And
say
they'll call it justifiable
what if this was
homicide.
a white child? Do you think it would have been a completely different outcome? Because I don't. Not one bit. This kid was
It
out
didn't
there
happen
playing with a
Had
toy
it-
gun that looked like a real gun, and it was a failure of communication, a failure of education on
Had it
everybody's
been a
part.
white child,
Race isn't it?
them white cops would have jumped out and played cowboys and Indians with him and got back in the car and drove off and sent the child home.
Oh, that's absolutely silly, and you know it.
No, that's exactly what would have happened.
That's exactly what happened. That's right.
Because white people don't get shot for having
A toy gun.
Yep. Now, again,
Listen up, people. Black and brown matter. To the police, it does. That's why you better be careful when you go out at night. Make sure you got witnesses with you, people with you. They've been calling me all the time. Police department. Wanting donations. I said, I'm not giving you that. We're on fixed income.
Michael Jordan now has come out and donated $1 million to Police Officers Union and the NAACP
now,
because he believed.
hold on. So Michael Jordan is the most famous basketball player known to man right now.
True, Tony? Right?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan,
Popularity.
but Michael Jordan supports the police,
Wow.
and he's supposed to be down for black people.
Look at this. You know why? Because they made him filthy rich.
And let's see how this discussion between another liberal elite white woman goes.
Those two organizations can lead and make positive change in America to stop the violence that's taking place between police and the black community, and the black community responding to that abuse and killing cops. I want to say to Brother Michael Jordan, too little, too damn late. Where were you when little black boys were being murdered in America just for a pair of your Jordans, and you wouldn't open your mouth to say one damn word to our community or to their mothers because their kids was murdered just buying your sneakers? Where were you, Michael Jordan, when you were playing and we were fighting for equality in this nation? Where were you, Michael Jordan, before you became a billionaire to do something for black people with your resources, and then you give $1 million to the police department? Let me tell you something. I believe Michael Jordan did not.
Wait, I want to say something. This man is so true what he's saying. Listen to this. The only reason why the blacks are suffering, one of the biggest reasons why the blacks are suffering, which are the Hebrews in this country, because the people who have money in this country look down on your own people with shame and disgrace when you're supposed to be putting money into their neighborhoods and finding out and doing your research who you really are.
Absolutely.
Come out of his own will. I believe that the powers that be in America brought Michael Jordan on out and say, you gotta say something and help quiet them down and calm them down. But where was your basketball Air Jordan voice for young black boys who was being murdered to buy your damn sneakers?
I do like the reference to kids being murdered for Air Jordans. That does happen in a lot of inner city communities, unfortunately. Again, black on black violence is an epidemic. Michael Jordan, I think, is a man that is a businessman.
Wait.
Well, you hear that?
Black on black violence is epidemic. I wonder why.
Go ahead, Josh. Expound. Wow.
Isn't it because that black people, white people, the government puts guns and drugs in your neighborhoods, but she won't tell the truth about the FBI and the CIA and how they set things up.
You see how they lie? You see, she
To
knows
spin
that.
everything.
They'll spin it, but she won't sit there.
First and foremost, and he has stayed out of.
She won't sit there and tell the American people the truth that was set up by their government. Right.
That kind of controversy because of that. I like the fact that he gave $1 million to the police. I like it a lot.
Because you support the police, because you're white.
That's right.
And you're a elite white devil.
Get rid of that stuff.
Like the fact that he gave it to the NAACP. Although, again, white conservatives aren't really welcomed in the NAACP, so that's a whole nother issue. But you're outraged towards Michael Jordan for just speaking his mind, for saying, you know, I've stayed back, enough is enough. I don't think you need to get so up in arms about this.
I don't believe Michael Jordan spoke his mind.
No, you didn't.
I believe that the powers that be, these racists in this country who got power, put a battery in his back, wind him up, and say, now go speak to both black
So he's
and
a house
white
Negro.
and don't say anything.
Exactly. Michael Jordan and all these black athletes are house Negroes. She just said it. She just said what they really are.
What'd she say, Josh?
She said they're house niggers.
She said it?
Yep.
Wow. So she's got some understanding, don't she?
Nope. She's just saying what they really are to her.
Oh, what they told to say. Okay, I got it.
That's going to frighten the powers that be, and don't say anything about police corruption. Don't speak for your people. Give $1 million to both of them and quiet them down. I'm going to warn black people.
I want you to hear, go back and listen to.
In his back, wind him up and say, now go speak to both black
So
and
he's a
white
house
folks.
Negro. Is
And
that what
don't
you're saying?
say anything.
So exactly. So she's no when they say certain things like that, they're telling you how they really think about you.
Wow.
They see you as is a house nigger, a house Negro that will just do what they tell you to do.
Anything that's going to frighten the powers that be, and don't say anything about police corruption. Don't speak for your people. Give $1 million to both of them and quiet them down. I'm going to warn black people. Michael Jordan ain't never give a damn about black people. And so let's not be fooled by $1 million in NAACP. He sure as hell wouldn't give it to Black Lives Matter.
It would be, thank God. It would be so nice if people would stop race hustling and race baiting all the time, and we could.
So wait.
Oh, sure.
So it's race baiting when you tell the truth about how black people are treated by you, but you get to tell them to ignore their own what they see.
Their own heritage, that's right. Their own knowledge about themselves, that's right.
That's not racist.
Try and come together and understand that fighting crime.
Come together. Isn't that the liberal, the elite, the elitist mindset? Come together. Ignore your history in how we treat you and try to integrate. Just ignore what we do and be our friend.
Is it a black thing, a white thing? It's an American thing.
You all like good, civilized, well-to-do, and good order Negroes that you all can control. And Michael Jordan is one of them.
It's called acting normal and not acting like a thug.
Let him do.
Wait, so acting normal is going along with the program, but when you point out their evil to their face, you're a thug and you're uncivilized.
You better get a hold of this today. Who's ever listening?
Act normal.
Let Michael Jordan
You'll be very
let him
successful.
dunk on you. He ain't dunking on us.
He can dunk on me anytime.
I bet you he can too.
Now, hold on.
The hypocrisy going on, Tony, huh? Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on, everybody.
Why wouldn't it stay like that? One big picture. Why is it doing it? You can get it fixed, right? Sure you can. Oh, this guy's a devil. He's sent from the higher ups. You know that, right? He's one of their disciples, gotcha. The Rochas. See, Tony, you know what it is, Tom? The cat's out of the bag and they don't like it. Yeah. All right? Now they got to do something and do it soon. Because the whole Hebrew tribes are waking up now, all over the world. And they got to do something soon. So we ain't got much time. We're past the middle of Jacob's troubles. We're past. Way past.
So did the jurors do their job in Sanford, Florida, or did they miss an opportunity to right a wrong?
Hold on. This is actually this is the Trayvon Martin thing that happened back a couple of years ago. Now let's listen to this. And of course, I'm going to break it down as
Please, okay, keep like that.
Oh, there's plenty of disagreement on this one all around the country and in the Fox face-off.
Cornell, all tragedies are not crimes, and this was a tragedy. It is not a crime. This should never have been brought.
So it's not a crime when a black kid gets shot.
What the hell is it?
Okay.
To trial. It should have gone to a grand jury. There is only one verdict that could have been found in this case, and that was the verdict that was found Saturday night, and that was not guilty. Is it a tragedy? Yes, it is. Is it a crime? No, it's not.
I absolutely disagree with you. In fact, it's more than just a tragedy now. The killing of young Trayvon Martin was a tragedy, but now it's a double tragedy for this nation to see that George Zimmerman was set free by a jury of his peers. That's exactly what happened. A jury of George Zimmerman's peers set him free. I said from the very beginning, no African Americans on that jury made me very suspect that justice would come out of this case until we do what the Duke University study said should be done in America, that we no longer have all white jurors and where the victim is African American or the suspect is African American. We got to have diverse juries in America.
Before you go on,
had the jury been diverse,
let me get some.
George Zimmerman would not walk free.
There's 6 women. Those women were asked to be on that jury. They didn't volunteer to be on that jury. Those women spent 8 hours a day, sometimes more, all of that time, gave up time with their families. What do you think they did, Quanell? Just come up with a verdict to make themselves happy? Do you think they didn't realize what could happen if they returned a verdict of not guilty? I admire each one of those women. I applaud each one of those women. Justice was done in this case. God bless them.
God bless them.
Your justice was done.
Yeah, your justice was done by killing another Hebrew. That was your justice.
I'm sure you do applaud them. I'm sure you're just as happy as hell because you feel comfortable with them sending back a verdict saying that you can murder a young African-American male who committed no crime, who was innocent, because you know that had this young boy been white and Zimmerman been black, he'd be under the jail today and on his way to prison.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's right.
But that man killed that boy. I know that if Angela Corey and Al Sharpton didn't gin this thing up before they knew the facts, it would have never gone to trial. It's a tragedy. It's not a crime. I feel sorry for the Martin family, but this was a case that could never be proven.
Matt, that's not true, Matt. This man was told, stay in the vehicle, do not pursue. This man said on the tape before he ever approached Trayvon Martin, effing punks, using profane language, referring to him as a thug, saying they always get away with it. But his mindset, but he had a predisposed mindset that Trayvon Martin was committing a crime and a criminal and had no right to be in that neighborhood.
Proven. The FBI even said he wasn't.
No, he said it on tape.
Upset, Quanell, because
he said it on tape.
The verdict that you were looking for.
We are sick and tired of young African American men being murdered in America.
Black on black?
No black people.
Why don't you start in your own damn neighborhood?
What about your damn neighborhood?
What about your neighborhood?
White people kill white people in America.
About that first.
We do it all the time, but you all get away with it. You get away with it. You get away with it. You've read with it.
So he tried to turn it into black on black crime.
That's it. That's it. See how they twist things? Now listen, folks, this Jewish guy, whoever he is, and I'm not putting down any Jewish people, listen carefully. He is sent by the elite. He is a disciple of the Rothschilds, and that's who they send. They send their people always to rebut the truth. I mean, the lie. They'll come in and they'll always overtalk the truth. They'll always yell. They'll argue. They'll always have a louder voice just to drown out the truth. And they know who to send. But if you've been listening so far tonight.
So anyway.
Keep going. It's a shame what we're seeing in America. And you know what? It's more a shame that your black pastors don't have the guts and the courage to speak out against this atrocity. that's going on in our country against your own people. When will it end? I hope it never ends in a war, in a race war in America, because...
So Donald Trump does the exact right thing. He actually puts America back in the position that it was.
Trump puts America back where? Backwards?
So did the jury.
See, America is so blind to the truth. They cannot see the trees from the forest. They just can't. Get them a job, give them some money.
Last week, Stacey Dash was on Fox News. She's hot. And I'm sure she is in your mind. But Stacey Trash Mash was on Fox News. And this sister had the nerve to say that she believed that it's time to end the BET Awards, Black Entertainment Television. It is time to end the Image Awards and all Black programs that recognize Black people.
She said, why?
And she said, because it is wrong for us to recognize Black people and be against those white institutions.
Now, to understand what this Stacey Dash is a Black woman who is a self-hating Black woman and doesn't like recognition for her own people.
Wow.
And that's white people. But here's the problem with that. She's wrong. Black Entertainment Television is not owned by Black people. It's owned by white people who own Viacom. Secondly, it was BET that gave that still.
Come on.
BET and all these other Black stations are owned by white Jews.
They're owned by the elite of the world.
They're not owned by Black people, so it's not
right. And they're exposing you for what you're really not. They're exposing you and trying to show America's people.
They said sister her start in the first place.
What's wrong with that?
It was Black hip hop magazines designed for Black people because white ones wouldn't recognize us. They gave her start on the covers of their magazines half naked.
Cornell.
But what she's going to get one day is what O.J. Simpson got, Michael Jackson got, Oprah Winfrey got, and Tiger Woods. You all are going to give her Negro wake-up call. She really thinks that condemning us and throwing rocks at our own people is going to win her some brownie points with you all. But you all will throw her away when you're ready.
Here is a woman, a Black woman, a very attractive Black woman who is smart. And what she said was...
In other words, she's smart because she's downing her own people.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if we're going to have all of this nonsense where people are not going to the Oscars because they're all upset that somebody wasn't nominated for the best actor or best actress or supporting actor or actress. And there's only whites and no Blacks. If we're going to be doing that over this nonsense, now why the BET? Why the all Black programs? Get rid of those too. He can't do it just for white people and not for Black people.
Matt, for the same reason that you have Black universities and white ones. We started these institutions because white people would not allow us to be a part of theirs. We started the Image Awards because there was such a destructive image being portrayed of Black men and women in Hollywood. So NAACP put out the Image Awards to show a...
And who owns Hollywood? White Jewish people.
And who owns...
So why don't we all get together?
Young Black people.
Why don't we all get together?
Why don't we all get together? Getting together is the problem. So again, whenever you point out the truth, they always want to say come together as if that's going to fix the problem.
What a liar this man.
Get rid of all of that and let's just see who's the best. Let's get rid of all of that.
I agree
That's
with
what
you.
she meant.
I agree with you, Matt, because Black folk have been trying to get together for 500 years in America. It is you all who keep segregating yourselves. It is more segregated in America today than the time Dr. Luther King Jr. So remember, Matt,
Stacey's the only one saying
it. The neighborhoods are segregated, Matt. That's America.
Let's focus on what we're talking about. Hollywood. They're all rich. They're all richer than you and me.
But they're controlled by non-Black people.
Why don't they get into something serious? Like get rid of all the nonsense that is based upon the BET or white people. Get rid of all of it and just come together.
It's not Black people that need to do that. You all need to practice that.
No, the Black people.
Because we tried like hell to practice it with you.
Let's do it now.
Please.
Let's do it now. Did you hear that? It ain't never going to happen. It'll never happen in this country. You are set apart to be looked down upon because of the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And they know it, and that's going to be your demise until you come together as a people.
This past weekend,
and
we
join
learned that
hands in America
Marshawn Lynch was now with
and
the
stop
Oakland
hating each
Raiders.
other.
A liberal North Korea. It's a story.
Anyway.
What's the name of the message again? Oh, exposing. What? Tony, what's the name of the message?
Exposing the mind of the enemy.
Okay,
So this is the voice of a watchman.
stay on.
And also
Let's talk for a while.
Hero Israel.
Yeah, let's talk for a while. What we really heard tonight. A very disturbing and very wicked generation we live in. Most I say, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, but there shall not be one given of the sign of Jonah.
And Jeremy in the 3 days would be nice.
Let's see what the Bible has to say about this. Let's destroy that whole Kool-Aid idea of coming together. According to what that white man was saying.
Exposing the mind of the enemy. Right,
Uh-huh.
Tony, right?
Yep, correct.
Hey, it's not enemy, Tony.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
And what?
Deuteronomy 7 and 6 reads,
E-M-Y, yeah.
E-M-E-M-Y, right?
For thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people, a special people, a special people unto himself, above,
Come on.
above,
Beneath.
above,
Equal.
above all
Just the
people,
same.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
What night was this? This is Wednesday night. What date?
Today's 24th.
So now listen to Deuteronomy 14 verse
No, wait, 23rd, right?
2. Deuteronomy 14 and 2 reads this way. For thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a particular people unto the mind, unto himself above all the nations of the earth.
Josh, hear, O house of Israel?
No. Hero Israel.
What is it?
Hear, O Israel.
Oh, hear, O Israel. Okay, Josh.
So we see clearly from the Bible that the Most High chosen the children of Israel above all nations, not equal, not together with, not subordinate to, above. Let me go to, this is Deuteronomy 32, verse 16. This is what happens when you follow the ideology of the white American elite.
Come on.
They have provoked him to jealousy with their strange gods. Gods also reply and refer to ideology. The ideology of togetherness and integration is destroyed the black mindset.
That's right. That's right.
32:8.
Deuteronomy said that your eye will be evil against your own people.
They have sacrificed to devils not to the Most High, to
That's
gods whom they, or philosophies whom they did not know, to new gods or new philosophies that came newly up, whom their fathers feared not or didn't recognize.
Newly up means when they left Moses and they rebelled against him and the Most High, they met new powers of evil, always a new God coming up to them.
They have moved me to jealousy with those that are not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with them which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. See, that was what was happening in those short debate topics. The Jewish, the white elite man was making the brother angry that he can't, that he wasn't, and again, that wasn't us speaking. We let you hear the mindset of the white man, the elite Jewish white man. That was out of his own mouth. That wasn't anything we said or our opinion. That's his mindset about you, about blacks.
That's right. And remember, this white man was sent by the elite, not the Jews you see every day. The elite that rule and are trying to destroy the world and your people. They'll always send one of their disciples to lie. They're run by Satan himself.
Now, Psalms 83. Psalm 64, then Psalms 83, then we'll close tonight. Psalm 64.
I hope 60 what, Josh?
64 and verse 2.
I really pray that you got something out of this tonight. I really do. 64 verse 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
So we are supposed to protect ourselves from the philosophy of these evil elite.
That's right.
With their integrated and together mindset is of the devil.
That's right. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
So these white people that were just talking to Mr. Cornell X are the children of the devil. Read.
Come on. Who whet their tongue like a sword.
So, in other words, they use their tongue or their philosophy to try to divert everything and make you seem like you're wrong.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That's just what he did tonight.
Read.
They that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
In other words, that they can always pull you blacks down and make you feel
with the big flat,
a certain type of way about the way they treat you.
Okay. Stop.
Read.
They encourage. Oh, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
So they fire these thoughts at you, and since you don't have the astute mind to really break down what you're hearing,
they encourage themselves in an evil manner. They consume of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see you? Who shall see them?
Psalms 83.
Sorry. Psalms 83.
83 and 2.
Really blessed tonight. That was really good, Josh. Psalms 83, 2, right? For lo, thine enemies make a trouble, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel.
So The whole philosophy of these people is to keep you away from your nation and your identity.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Read.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Edom is the so-called white elite headed by the Jews, the Jewish Amalek.
Come on.
Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmael is the Arab. Read.
Of Moab.
Uh-huh.
And of the Hagarenes.
Uh-huh.
Gilbal.
Uh-huh.
And Ammon.
Read.
And Amalek.
Uh-huh.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria.
Stop. Actually, one more thing.
All right.
Go to Psalms 10.
Psalms 10.
Read.
In the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Why standest thou afar off, O Most High?
Uh-huh.
Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in
who?
The wicked.
So the wicked is symbolized in the films we just showed you by the liberal, the ultra, what I would say, conservative, or the white elitist mindset that those white people were trying to push on blacks.
The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor.
Read. Doth what?
Persecute the poor.
So he uses everything at his disposal to persecute the Israelites, the blacks. Read.
Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Read.
For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire.
Uh-huh.
And blessed the covetous, whom the Most High honoreth.
Uh-huh.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. Ahayah is not in all his thoughts.
So
there you have it. Now you've heard how someone can come on the air, sent by Satan himself, and rebuke a man that knows what he's talking about his people.
At least on a basic level.
Right. Now, like Josh and me said, we're not sure
of what his spiritual...
Right. But he does have understanding. And I admire this man. I'm going to tell you why, folks. Because he's got more balls, he's got more courage than any pastor I've seen in America. At least he stood up for them. You pastors, you hide behind that lying devil wooden cross, and you preaching heresy on Pagan Sunday while your people are perishing in America and being killed. Shame on every one of you. Every one of you.
Exactly. And again, I just want to this is Psalms 10 and verse 11. He has said in his heart, God hath forgotten.
Whoa, wow, wow. If you heard the segment tonight, almost 4 or 5 times in that one segment. Well, you know, that was 016. That was 014.
Get in the future.
Kill my people, but it's in the past.
He has said in his heart,
yeah.
God has forgotten.
Come on.
He hideth his face.
Oh, he does, huh?
He will never see it.
Oh, yeah. He saw it, and he's seen it all, and he has not forgiven it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tread upon the Most High's heritage.
He can touch
pay
them.
America. You will pay.
He can do what he wills with them because they're his children.
That's right. But if you touch them, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. So with all that said, we hope that was a very enlightening. I definitely learned some information, some more about the mindset of the enemy. And we say shalom until the Sabbath.